Have you ever seen somebody in the gym though and do something where you walked over and you said, let me show you?
Oh, I don't walk over and say anything to anybody.
Okay, so you let them.
No. I used to. But the worst kind of advice to give is the kind that's never been asked for in the first place, because your greatest intentions are received with resentment. Period.
Ooh, I like that.
Period. But you got to wait for them to ask for help. And I've heard that's the answer. But meet any person in their late 50s, 60s, 70s, and they'll tell you that their life is diminished. And so that, even though that's a physical thing, I can't lift what I used to be able to lift. I can't walk upstairs like I used to be able to walk. I can't participate in a lot of the sports and activities I used to be able to do. That's because sarcopenia, real thing, that is causing that to happen. My success was a matter of finding the right people who really knew the ins and outs of the very, very, very dry science about something called sarcopenia, which is a version of age-related muscle loss. But it happened to me at an accelerated rate because I wasn't able to get out of bed for 4 weeks. This is the interesting part of the story that a lot of people don't hear about.
I was stalking my friend's sister because she looks like this, and I don't know about you, but I've never looked like that in my life, and I certainly have never had a child. So I had to figure out what she was doing, and it got me down this rabbit hole. So remember the guy that created P90X, Tony Horton? Turns out this guy has a crazy story, and I saw that a few years ago he got diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, and it left him unable to walk.
Well, for those of you who live under a rock, there's a certain individual, he's a singer, who's ended up with Ramsay-Hunt just like me. It affects your sight, it affects your balance, your smell, and your taste. You're exhausted, you're nauseous, you're vomiting all the time, you can't walk in a straight line.
Like, the guy with the Ken doll body literally lost all his muscle mass. But he was able to gain it all back with this one thing. He discovered this nutrient compound thing that literally helps you build muscle without working out. I read the medical journal, it was a medical report, very dry, and it's actual science. And he made a video about it.
And this video changed my life.
And no, it's not a workout video.
It's what helped me bounce back from pregnancy. Now I've gotten all this energy. I can keep up with my 4-year-old.
I'm seeing the results in my butt. I feel it in my arms, everywhere in my body.
And it's not just me. Tons of other people have watched this video and gotten the same exact results.
I feel really good, especially since I'm not in the gym doing any kind of workouts with the weights. I have definition in my legs and my biceps are back. The other best thing is my abs are back.
I'm feeling more comfortable walking without my shirt on. That was pretty cool. When you have your wife of 25 years say, you look bigger and stronger.
I was so focused on, am I stronger? Because I feel stronger. To see that there's a secondary benefit that I actually lost body fat was just outstanding and amazing.
The bottom line is, getting weaker as you get older is no longer something we have to accept. And at 63 years old, I'm living proof. I have already helped get America in shape once. Now I'm going to do it again. Only this time, it doesn't involve intense workouts. I'm going to show you how to get leaner, stronger, have more energy, and have even better digestion. All of which will allow you to keep living the life that you deserve and enjoying the activities that you love without an expiration date. So let's not waste any time. Here's how it works. Now, one of the main building blocks of muscle protein is an amino acid called leucine. Now, certain foods like eggs contain a lot of leucine. And when your body breaks down leucine, it produces a fascinating molecule called HMB. HMB is what I like to call a boss molecule. Because if you think about it, your body is kind of a muscle building factory. Now, the presence of HMB gives you the results that are much better and much faster. So it's like having a motivational boss on the scene getting the most out of its workers. And motivation is kind of my middle name. HMB was first discovered by Russian scientists way back in 1877, but it wasn't until over 100 years later in 1991 that modern day scientists realized that HMB has a powerful effect on the human muscle. Now, the catch is, you can only get a teeny weeny bit of HMB from eating foods that are high in leucine. For instance, to get enough HMB to really have an effect on muscle building, you have to eat about 100 eggs. I mean, I like eggs as much as the next guy, but I can only really eat about 75 in one sitting. I'm kidding. How about you? Now, that's why sports supplements companies have been selling HMB as a muscle enhancer, which became very popular among athletes and exercise enthusiasts who wanted to get buff. And it became popular for a reason, because it worked. In over 50 published scientific studies, HMB has shown to help increase muscle mass, reduce muscle damage, and improve strength in adults of all ages, especially those 60 or older.
These studies have shown that HMB can boost protein synthesis by as much as 70%. That's amazing for especially people my age who want to be able to sustain and maintain their muscle.
But one recent study in particular is being hailed as an absolute game changer. The National Institutes of Health, that's the NIH, looked at how HMB performed in the human body when combined with another nutrient, and that's vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. Scientists have long known that vitamin D plays a role in muscle development, and yet over 40% of Americans are vitamin D deficient, which can accelerate age-related muscle loss, which is why you might notice those grocery bags are feeling a little bit heavier, or your muscles are a little bit more sore after putting them to work. Now, if you go back to our factory analogy, vitamin D is like workers on the assembly line carrying out the boss's orders, which is why the combination of the boss molecule, HMB, and the factory workers, vitamin D, turns out to be such a match made in muscle heaven.
HMB and vitamin D together are like boom inside your muscles.
So now, back to this big study by the NIH. Group 1 was given a supplement made up of 3,000 milligrams of HMB and vitamin D3. Now, Group 2 received a placebo, in other words, a fake supplement containing nothing that would produce any measurable effect. Then they tracked the subjects for an entire year. And here's what was absolutely amazing. The group that received the HMB vitamin D3 supplement showed measurable increases in strength and experienced a significant improvement in muscle function, even, shockingly, without doing any physical exercise.
The year-long clinical trial found that older adults taking a twice-daily nutrient mixture could improve and sustain muscle strength without exercise.
And if you think that's something, then, well, listen to this. Another study looked at 75 female patients, all over the age of 65, all set to have orthopedic hip surgeries. Now, the control group was fed the standard post-operative nutrition plan, 3 meals a day. The study group was given the same meals, but in addition, twice a day they received a protein supplement containing, you guessed it, 3,000 milligrams of HMB plus vitamin D3. Remarkably, just 15 days after the surgery, 81% of the patients given the HMB vitamin D3 supplement were mobile. They were up and they were walking around, either without support or simply with the aid of a walker, and had experienced increases in muscle size and strength, despite the fact that while recuperating from hip surgery, none of these patients were actively exercising. On the flip side, 74% of the patients who did not receive the HMB vitamin D3 protein supplement were still unable to walk 1 month after surgery.
What's kind of remarkable about these hospital studies, and at first I didn't really believe it, but even without exercising, the patients who took a twice daily mixture not only maintained muscle, but they also built muscle. That in itself is stunning.
When I saw these studies, I couldn't understand it. Those types of results typically aren't possible without going to the gym. And they turned everything I thought that I knew about strength and fitness on its head. Now, before we go any further, I want to be clear about something. I'm not encouraging anybody, ever, to stop exercising. There are so many benefits of regular exercise in addition to maintaining and building muscle. It helps you control your weight, boosts your energy, improves your mood, and promotes better sleep, period. And ultimately, exercise is the most powerful activity that you can do to fight age-related muscle loss. But for those who are unable to work out, maybe because they're just too darn busy, or perhaps they're sidelined by an injury or an illness, science has now discovered a method to help all people get strong and improve muscle function as they age, regardless of their level of physical activity. And believe it or not, I know this better than anyone. That's because back in 2017, I was knocked down by a monster of an illness. It hit me really hard, and I developed a very rare type of shingles that started in my ear and went straight into my brain. It affected my vision, my taste, my smell, my balance, everything.
Something called Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. You can't drive, you can't work out, you can't even walk.
My wife, Shauna, took me to the hospital multiple times, and I was bedridden for months unable to eat.
My body was completely wasting away. My muscle mass was completely disappearing.
And really wondering if I would ever really recover from this thing.
And you're sitting here watching his face get more and more sunken and his, his skin hanging off of his body, and you're thinking, when is this going to stop?
And you want to know what the irony is? There I was, a professional trainer for 30 years, and all of a sudden,
I thought, well, this is it. I thought I was special, Mr. Fitness, but in reality, I had to resign myself to thinking this is what aging is.
I was scared. I was scared that I would never, ever be the same. Scared I would never get strong and healthy again. Scared I would lose my independence and maybe lose my identity as to who I was and what I've been able to do for people for so many years. But there's one thing that my friends know about me, and that is I do not give up, and that I do not let fear and negativity win the day. So while I had some great doctors, and they were trying to do everything that they could, I decided to take matters into my own hands.
Trying to find a solution to get my strength and muscle back.
I started researching everything and anything related to the science of building my muscle back again. That's when I learned about these fascinating studies showing the potential of HMB plus vitamin D3 and what they can do when it comes to helping build new muscle. Now the problem was, I knew that in order for HMB and vitamin D3 to help me get my muscle mass back to the level I had before, I would need to combine that with protein. Now most people know protein is essential for muscle growth. However, too much protein can end up being stored as fat and actually derail your fitness goals. Excess meat consumption can also be hard on your heart, cholesterol, and digestive system. So, if you want to build muscle and keep your body healthy, it's probably not a good idea to eat a bunch of steak and chicken all day, all the time. At the time, I could barely swallow solid food anyway. So I began combining daily protein shakes with an HMB vitamin D3 supplement that I had purchased from a really good friend of mine who works in sports nutrition. That supplement wasn't cheap, but I gotta tell you, I was desperate. And after the research I had done, I knew that I had to try it. Lo and behold, I began putting muscle back on my withered body. It was very slowly at first, but then more and more. And because I was combining HMB plus vitamin D with a moderate amount of healthy protein, instead of eating protein-rich foods like meat and fish and chicken, I was strictly building lean muscle without putting on the extra fat. Now, eventually I was able to use my muscles again, and I regained the ability to walk, go up and down the stairs, and then I'll tell you, I'll never forget it, that very special day when I was finally able to get back into the gym.
Hey everybody, it's me, it's Tony. Yeah, remember me? I've been through a lot in the last couple months, and today is my first workout in 2 months.
That HMB, vitamin D3 supplement, the boss molecule, and the factory worker combined with a healthy supply of protein had worked. It helped me not only get me back on my feet, but I still take it to this day, every day. And I can honestly tell you that today, at 63 years old, I am in the best shape of my life. And here is the very best part. There is now a much easier way for anyone to get HMB plus vitamin D3, and you don't have to pay a small fortune for it like I did when I first learned about it. You also don't need to be as out of shape as I was to benefit from this amazing nutrient combination. Because as I mentioned, age-related muscle loss is something virtually everyone experiences starting in their 30s.
In a not so funny way, I had an accelerated version of what a lot of people go through anyway as they get older.
It's pretty subtle at first because you only lose about 0.5% of your muscle every year. But after 10 or 20 years of this gradual loss, you might notice that ordinary actions suddenly seem to take a little extra effort.
I have to move myself around so I can hoist myself out of the car.
Getting off the couch is difficult. My muscles are not strong enough.
Of course, the weaker you feel, the less likely you're going to want to exercise. And it becomes a downward spiral, leading to the #1 fear of older adults. It's a loss of independence. That's why this new combination of HMB plus vitamin D3 is such a massive breakthrough, because it can help anyone of any age at any fitness level retain their muscles, get even stronger, and have more energy simply by taking it on a daily basis. Building more muscle can also help you improve your body composition by getting leaner, because muscle tissue burns more calories than fat tissue does. So the more muscles you build, the more you can slim down. And remember, you do not have to wait until you start to slow down to benefit from this muscle building breakthrough. I've turned some youngsters in their 20s and 30s onto HMB plus vitamin D3, and they are absolutely loving it. There's this one kid that I train who's 26 years old who used to be a soldier in the Israeli army, and this dude is a warrior, the peak of physical fitness. And he told me just the other day, Tony, this stuff is incredible. I'm leaner and stronger now than when I was in combat. So if you do exercise regularly, adding HMB plus vitamin D3 into the mix can really take you to a whole new level of fitness. Now, the only problem was my little sports nutrition hookup was not enough to keep me and all my friends with enough supply of this HMB vitamin D combination. Because it's not like you can just take it once and you're good. It's like any other part of a healthy diet. You need to provide your muscles with a steady supply of this stuff every day to maintain a strong physique. And surprisingly, it's not easy to find high quality HMB and even harder to find it in combination with vitamin D3 in the right proportions. So rather than continue paying a couple $100s a month like I had been doing, I had a better idea.
The knowledge that this breakthrough nutrient compound could be life-changing for millions of other people inspired me to develop my own formula. So I've partnered with this cutting-edge lab right here in Texas, where we're both replicating and improving upon the exact combination of nutrients
that was given to participants in those breakthrough scientific studies. The full 3,000 milligrams a day, the amount that helped people improve muscle function and maintain their ability to perform everyday activities even without doing physical exercise. Introducing High Impact Protein from Power Life by Tony Horton, a next-generation protein powder featuring HMB and vitamin D3 specifically formulated to help you build and maintain healthy, strong muscle mass at any age.
So here it is, man, the next generation protein powder. It's high impact protein. HMB, vitamin D, all right here. This is a big turnaround for me. This is the reason why people come up to me and saying, hey man, you look different. What's going on? Hey, you're stronger. What's going on?
1 scoop a day of my high impact protein will deliver the same exact dosage levels of HMB and vitamin D3 used in all of those scientific studies we told you about. Now, it would be nearly impossible to eat enough dietary protein to get the levels of HMB that helped all those study participants achieve such remarkable results.
In fact, to get the amount of HMB given to test subjects in most of the clinical studies, you need to consume about 600 grams of protein a day. That's about 100 eggs.
Or you could just have 1 scoop of Power Life's high impact protein and get the same strength increasing, muscle preserving results. Everything you need to help your body get stronger is right here in this formula. And remember,
the beauty of this nutrient combo is you can get stronger and create new muscle just by doing your regular everyday activities. Now, if that's carrying your luggage around the airport or mowing the lawn or walking your dog or whatever, or taking out the trash, the research on this remarkable nutrient cocktail clearly shows simply by doing the same activities you do now, you can gain the muscle you need to keep you strong and mobile and independent as you age. I can't get everybody to exercise. I wish I could. And so the idea here is, why not create a solution for people who can still see results without having to exercise? Because it really comes down to nutrition first. It's a nutrition that's going to help you build muscle. And that's what HMB and vitamin D does, whether you exercise or whether you don't. That's really cool. That's really powerful. And the studies have proved it. The clinically studied mixture of HMB and vitamin D3 is the star of my protein blend. But we added a number of other game-changing ingredients.
one of the most important is a specialized digestive enzyme called
digozyme. Protein is only as good as the amount that your body can absorb. Thanks to the digestive enzyme digozyme, all the strength-building nutrients in our formula will quickly be metabolized and make a beeline straight to your muscles. So you'll start noticing the effects right away.
You're also going to notice high-impact protein is easy on your digestive system, which is not always the case with ultra-rich protein sources like red meat, which many people have a very difficult time digesting, including me.
Thanks to digozyme, high-impact protein will go down smooth and leave you light on your feet.
High-impact protein also contains the essential nutrient chromium. Now, chromium helps the body more effectively process carbohydrates and helps you burn fat while maintaining lean muscle mass. Awesome. This means this formula doesn't just help you get stronger, it can also help you achieve your weight loss goals with much more muscle and less fat.
You dropped about 2.5 pounds of fat tissue. The difference in the weight was you pretty much lost all your fat tissue. I mean, that's hard to do.
There's even new research that suggests that H&B itself can help you burn off belly fat.
I see it's been about 3.5 months since your first scan. Here for your follow-up. I see since the last scan you've lost about 3 pounds, 3.1 pounds to be exact.
When he told me I lost weight, I was actually floored. What makes it interesting is I did nothing else different to my diet or my routine at all. Losing weight, for me, was a great secondary benefit.
We also included an extremely nutritious ingredient called Aquaman marine algae, a nutritious algae-based superfood that provides calcium and 72 other trace minerals to help regulate muscle contraction and support healthy bones and teeth. And last but not least, the protein itself in this formula is of the absolute highest quality and comes in 2 different forms for you to choose from. Now there's our high impact whey protein sourced exclusively from these beautiful dairy cows who are living their very best lives in the green pastures of the United Kingdom. Or there's our high impact plant protein blend, an outstanding mixture of plant-based proteins such as pea and rice, fava bean, mung bean, and pumpkin seed. This blend is a complete protein source that contains all essential amino acids with a high nutritional profile to support healthy muscle development. Both our high-impact whey and plant protein formulas are sweetened with stevia leaf extract. There's no added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or alcohol sugar, so every scoop tastes naturally sweet with no extra calories, carbs, or fat, and does not raise blood glucose level. So whether or not you adhere to a vegan diet, you can start losing weight while building back strength and muscle, just like the people in those studies, as well as the thousands of folks who are already using, loving, and living their very best lives with high impact protein.
You know, at the end of the day, what I really wanted to do was create a formulation to help everybody maximize their muscle mass, and that's exactly what this formula does.
Now, the bottom line here is our new cutting-edge formula can help you get back the healthy, amazing physique that maybe you thought was years behind you.
So people are like, all right, Tony, those sound like some pretty big claims, but all I'm doing is adding the right ingredients to parts of your body that weren't getting those ingredients before, and that's why, whether you exercise or you don't, you're going to see improvement.
Now, if you're wondering how you can try high-impact protein for yourself, you should know this formula is not available in stores. And here's why. You see, right before we launched this exciting formula, my advisors initially insisted that we put high-impact protein in every health food store and grocery store in America and charge $100 a jar. Now, I don't know if that sounds like a lot or little to you, but honestly, when experts were telling me to do this at first, it kind of made sense, because if you had to go out and buy a really high-quality protein powder and buy HMB in the clinically proven daily dose of 3,000 milligrams and the 800 IUs of vitamin D3 in every scoop, you'd be spending several hundreds of dollars a month, like I was at first. However, I want to make it as affordable as possible for you to look and feel your very best. That's why I decided to go a completely different route. While we could easily charge $100 per jar of high-impact protein, we took the unusual step of not selling this formula in stores where it would be subject to the expensive middleman markup and offer it directly to you online, which allows us to significantly reduce the cost to you, all the way down to just $69.95 per jar. But just this one time, I'm actually going to do something maybe a little crazy. So take that $69.95 number I just gave you, just throw it right out the window, because you've watched this entire video and I know you're committed to your health and your well-being. So I've asked my team to dramatically lower the price of high-impact protein for a brief period of time. If you order right now through this video presentation, you can get a single jar of high-impact protein for just $49.95. That's another $20 off the retail price. All you have to do is click the Next Step button below, and you can have high-impact protein on its way to your door in just a few days' time.
So when I was 50 and I went through menopause, my muscle mass was going away, which I didn't really quite realize till I wasn't able to do what I was able to do. I noticed my butt was getting soft and mushy, which it's never been. And I wasn't able to run as fast because my glutes weren't strong. But I've been taking this protein powder for about a month now, and no question, my butt muscles are coming back. They are now finally back, and I'm so excited about it. And then the other best thing is my abs are back. And I honestly, I was working so hard on getting my core back, and now I have my six-pack back. It's so awesome.
When I hit 50, that's when I can remember, you know, my muscles just didn't feel firm. I just see softness. When I added high impact protein, that's when I noticed a change. I don't see soft anymore. I'm okay with my shirt off now, where before, that was not happening.
And we know once you start noticing changes in your body, you won't want to go back. That's why we're introducing discounted packages of 3 or 6 jars of Power Life that'll help you save even more. Up to $150 off the retail price, which is incredible. Now, when you order 6 jars of high impact protein today, you'll only be asked to invest $44.95 per jar, and that's less than $3 per serving. Now, think about that for just a second. That's less than $3 a day to keep your muscles strong and healthy, allowing you to continue enjoying your favorite activities with more strength and energy. Considering we spend $3 a day on things like coffee or parking and unhealthy snacks that just slow us down, I'd say that $3 a day to get your body healthy and strong is a pretty sweet deal. Now, don't forget, this is not a formula you're going to want to use for just a month and then stop. You're going to want to keep going, to keep feeling your body getting stronger, your waistline getting slimmer, and your health and happiness increasing every day. That's right, I'm talking happiness here. After a couple of months of taking high impact protein every day, I promise you'll wonder how you ever started your day without it. That's why I'm guaranteeing your complete and total satisfaction, meaning if you don't feel better and stronger and more fit than you ever have in years for up to 90 days, I'm talking 3 full months, then you're entitled to a full refund. Now go ahead and order as many jars of high impact protein as you like. Use every single scoop. Pass it out to your friends and family. It's all good. Now, if you don't feel like you got your money's worth after 90 full days, if you don't feel all the same things that thousands of people have already felt, the improvements in muscle quality and strength, the ability to do more with your body as you get older and not less, the increase in energy, and so much more, then just send it back for an absolute full refund, even if the jars are empty. That's how confident that I am that this is going to be an absolute life changer for you. And speaking of guarantees, if you want to guarantee that you keep getting this incredible formula each and every month like clockwork, my team has put together a special subscribe and save program, which ensures high impact protein will arrive at your home on schedule once a month without you having to think about reordering or the risk of running out. And with subscribe and save, you can get high impact protein at its lowest possible price, about $38 per jar, which is 45% off the regular price. Holy smokes! There's no contracts or anything. You can cancel at any time for any reason. It's just a great way to enjoy convenience, save money, and always keep your muscles fueled with high impact protein. All you have to do is check the subscribe and save box on the order page, which you can get by clicking the next step button below. I've been around the fitness world for a very long time. I've trained some of the biggest names in the world and created some of the most successful home workout programs of all time. I've seen every product that has come along the pipeline, and I wouldn't put 90% of them in my body for free, let alone pay my hard-earned dollars for them. That's why when I tell you that this formula not only works, but is the most efficient, effective muscle building solution I have ever seen. You can take that to the bank, my friends. Imagine what this scientific breakthrough means for the times in our lives where we don't or just can't get the exercise that we need to keep our bodies strong. When movement or activity is restricted, or when we're sidelined by an injury and forced to take it easy so the body can recuperate. Or God forbid, we have to spend time in the hospital, like I did after being diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. I vividly recall barely being able to pick up one foot and putting it in front of the other to walk down the hallway, let alone pick up a dumbbell or to exercise my muscles. I know firsthand the loss of strength and muscle mass that can happen in just a few days without exercise. But listen, it doesn't take a catastrophe to notice a slowdown. For many of us, there are those periods, for one reason or another, when physical exercise just ends up being on the back burner. Maybe it's a planned vacation, maybe it's the holidays, or maybe it's just life happening, right? You get busy, you tell yourself, you'll do it tomorrow, and before you know it, you'll be prioritizing everything else except for your body and your health and your fitness. Hey, I get it. It happened to me. These things happen, and it's not your fault. But that's why high impact protein is truly a life-changing formula for everybody. Now, there are no excuses for a body that isn't healthy and strong because it has never been easier to achieve. Multiple human trials show again and again how the precise amounts of HMB plus vitamin D3 can help preserve muscle and improve strength even during periods of little or no exercise. And building new muscle is a surefire way to burn more calories and feel fitter, as well as having more energy to keep enjoying every day more than the last. And if you do exercise and eat healthy, holy cow, watch out, because that's when it's possible to see results in your body you've only ever dreamed of. The fact is, we don't know what life is going to throw at us. Any number of setbacks can jar us off course and put us on a path towards disappearing muscle, leading us to a dead end where we feel lousy or no longer have the strength or energy to perform the everyday activities that we used to take for granted. But it doesn't have to be that way. Now, for the very first time, you can walk down a different path thanks to the scientific breakthrough in this incredible new formula. On this path, you can preserve muscle and improve strength even during times of reduced physical activity. So now, no matter what roadblocks to exercise you encounter, you can have the tools to help you stay healthy, vigorous, and strong. Best of all, this solution takes less than a minute a day to do. Just add 1 scoop of high-impact protein to a glass of water or your morning smoothie. Drink down that delicious chocolate or vanilla flavor and enjoy the effects of that boss molecule and factory worker combination. HMB plus vitamin D3. They go to work reshaping your body each and every day. And when your muscles are healthy, the transformation it can have over the rest of your life, it's astonishing. You're going to notice that you have more energy. You're moving around more, so you're going to burn more fat and probably drop a few pounds along the way. You're going to start sleeping better, and you're also going to be in a better mood and more often.
And when you put the right things in your body, you feel better. You have more energy. You get more things done. People like you. Why do they like you? Because you're different. Just your attitude is different. Your outlook is different. When your energy's up and your enthusiasm for life is up, well, of course, people gravitate to you. You know what I mean? And on top of everything else, you're probably going to look better naked too.
One last thing that you should know about high-impact protein. It doesn't take long to start seeing the changes in your physique.
How soon will I start seeing results, do you think?
On average, you'll notice in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks into it, bang, all of a sudden I am feeling stronger, I am getting better, I am recovering better, I am sleeping better. It was just this huge difference for me.
Age-related muscle loss is no longer an inevitable part of aging that we simply have to accept, thanks to this cutting-edge formula featuring high-quality, healthy protein powder and the revolutionary combination of HMB plus vitamin D3. You can easily improve your lean muscle mass and your overall physique without running yourself ragged at the local gym. The most important lesson I've learned throughout this entire journey is you do not have to accept the notion that you will slow down as you get older. I am proof of that. I can't put it in simpler terms than this. This formula is the biggest no-brainer for your body you're going to get. Whatever you want your muscles to do, high-impact protein from Power Life by Tony Horton will help you do it. Give your muscles, your body, your health this win and start today. I look forward to hearing how high-impact protein makes a difference in your life. To try high-impact protein from Power Life by Tony Horton, completely risk-free, click the link below right now. I can't wait for you to try my high-impact protein and discover for yourself just how strong you can feel and how a little bit more muscle can make your life a whole lot better. I'm Tony Horton, and welcome to the Power Life family. Hey, if you're still trying to decide whether or not to give high-impact protein a try to see just how easy it is to build muscle, get stronger, and even slim down, why don't we take a couple of minutes to go over some of my favorite FAQs that we get about this amazing formula. That's right. It's time for 5 frequently asked questions about high-impact protein. Here we go. Question number 1. How is high-impact protein different from other protein powders? There are lots of ways this formula is unlike anything else in the market. First, every ingredient in high-impact protein was heavily scrutinized and picked for quality. And that right there is simply not something that every protein brand can say or claim. And we even took a step further to have this formula evaluated by a third-party laboratory. Their job is to confirm everything on the label is exactly what's in the jar. Finally, high-impact protein can even support healthy digestion.
The digestive enzymes in this formula can help you maintain lean muscle, a slimmer waistline, and more energy. They can also help reduce embarrassing digestive issues, if you know what I mean, like gas and uncomfortable bloating. Can any other protein powders help with digestion? I think not. Question number 2, how will I know if it's working? Now, this is a great question, and I've got a really simple answer for you. You'll know if this formula is working when you see and feel the changes in your body. Now, a lot of people report they start noticing changes as soon as a week or 2 after using high-impact protein, and that's awesome. However, since everybody's body works differently, I recommend giving this formula at least a full 30 days to work its magic. 1 month in, if you're eating right and moving your body regularly, you can begin to see some exciting results. More lean muscle, improved strength, a slimmer looking physique, better all-day energy levels, and better supported digestion. Of course, the only way to truly know how high-impact protein can work for you is to try it for yourself. Question number 3, what if it doesn't work for me? Is there a guarantee? That's a good question too. Now, the ingredients in this formula have been carefully researched and selected for their effectiveness and purity, but we know that everybody's body is different, and that's why we back every single jar with a 90-day refund promise. That means you can give high-impact protein a test run for 90 days after your product is shipped to see how these ingredients can work for you. Then, if you're not seeing incredible results like more lean muscle, less fat, more energy, and a slimmer waistline, and better digestion, all you gotta do is reach out to our friendly customer service team, either by phone or email, and they will help you return your bottles for a full refund of your purchase price, no questions asked. And we're fully confident that these ingredients can have a huge impact on your fitness goals, your health, and your life. And if you'd like to see what other users thought, you can click through to our order page where we've got lots of reviews posted by very satisfied folks who have changed their lives by using high-impact protein just like you can. Okay, question number 4. How many jars should I order? Every jar of high-impact protein contains 15 servings per jar with 15 grams of protein per scoop. Now, if you plan to use this protein every single day for optimum results, you'll see the biggest savings with our 6-bottle option. That option also allows you to take full advantage of my 90-day refund promise. That way, you can have the most time possible to see the results for yourself. And remember, if you're not seeing the results that you want, you can get a full refund of your purchase price up to 90 days after you order. And question number 5 is a question that I have for you. What are you waiting for? Get started on your fitness journey and experience all the incredible health benefits of high-impact protein at its lowest price ever right now by clicking the button below. And I am so excited for the changes that you're about to see in yourself, and I genuinely hope that I hear about them. Until next time, Horton out.